DreAllDay.com.
What up, everybody out there? This is Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. We're getting into the next installment of this Q&A / collaboration series I'm doing here on YouTube. This next guy right here has been around for a minute, same as myself. A lot of you know about this guy the way that you know about me. This dude is a ball handling guru / expert / trainer / player. I mean, he's done it all. I watched a bunch of his videos. He got a whole bunch of very popular videos. I'm talking about in the millions of views, if not that, then the hundreds of thousands, and then the 10,000s. I don't think he got nothing less than 10,000. This dude's name is Super Handles. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this guy. As I said before, you might be doing his drills, not even know you're doing his drills. I had to get this guy on for a Q&A. A lot of people had mentioned him, said, Dre, you know, you should talk to this guy. You should do a Q&A with this guy since you're doing Q&As with all these people. So I got in touch with Super Handles. We're here right now. The man is ready to speak to the Work on Your Game community. So let's get right into it. All right, Super Handles, first of all, welcome to the Work on Your Game community. Thanks for doing this video. The first 3 questions that I ask you here are the same 3 questions I ask everyone that comes on. So the first question is this. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what is it you do on YouTube, what got you started doing what you're doing on YouTube, and why is it that you do what you do on YouTube?
Dre, the first thing I'd like to do is thank you for asking me to be a part of your Q&A show for your Work on Your Game community. My name is John Hildebrand. I'm from Dayton, Oregon, which is a small town that's about 1 hour away from Portland. I'm the person who designed the videos and training programs that are available at superhandles.com. In terms of YouTube, we use YouTube for a variety of reasons. We put tutorial videos on YouTube. We put videos on YouTube to help motivate players to maximize their ability as basketball players. And then we also use it for business.
Now, of course, we all know you're a basketball player, but again, I ask these questions to everybody. So tell us about your playing, you as a player. Do you play basketball? Where do you play? Where have you played? When did you play? Who are your favorite basketball teams or team? Who are your favorite players and player? And who is the best player you have ever played with and or against?
Now, as far as me as a player, I was fortunate enough to be on a high school team that won 2 straight state championships. I played at Dayton High School, which is a small school in Oregon. We were coached well, and one thing you may find interesting is that one of my teammates, Dante Rosario, now plays in the NFL for the Chicago Bears. I played in college, and I graduated from college in 2007. In 2008, I started to come out with my Super Handles Advantage training programs. We actually started to film for my training series in the summer of 2002. But since I was playing in college, I couldn't release it at that time because if I did and made money off it, I would lose eligibility, so we had to wait. That's why it came out in 2008. I grew up during Michael Jordan's heyday in the NBA, and in my opinion, he's the best player to ever lace them up, and it's not even close. So I was very, very fortunate to watch him, and I would record his games and study them. I also grew up under the video tutelage of the great Pistol Pete Maravich. So I worked out with him every single day. He had a tremendous influence on my life, but in terms of other players who have had an impact, they would include Isaiah Thomas, Tim Hardaway, Allen Iverson, Jason Williams, and others. Jason Williams was tremendously skilled, and I used to record his games, and I still have them. And occasionally I will put video of him on. And he really motivates me even to this day.
Now, this question only if it applies. What is your favorite Dre Baldwin video, if any?
Dre, you have a galactic amount of videos on YouTube. At the present time, I think the count is close to 4,000. So I haven't watched every single video, but of the videos I have watched, the one I appreciate the most is the tutorial you did on how to split 2 defenders. You emphasized dribbling low and various ways of splitting 2 defenders, and it's a very good video. So everyone that's watching this video right now, take a look at his video on splitting defenders. It's very good.
Now, with the name you've given yourself, Super Handles, I gotta ask, do you consider yourself the best ball handler out there? If so, why? And if not, who's the best ball handler? And then aside from that, who are your top 5 ball handlers of all time? Whether they NBA, in games, and drills, whatever, who are your top 5 ball handlers?
As for your question on whether or not I'm the best ball handler, all I can say is I've just tried to make the most of the gifts that God has given me. And that goes for all areas of my life. My dad always taught me that there's always somebody better. So that's the mindset that I carry with me to this day. God has put me in a position in which a lot of people look up to me. And I'm very honored to be in this position, but the glory is all God's. As for your question on my top ball handlers, I'll just quickly go through several who have been my favorites through the years. Pete Maravich, Isaiah Thomas, Tim Hardaway, Allen Iverson, Jason Williams, Earl Boykins, Nate Robinson, The Professor, Kevin Tyner, and Pierre Zook. You can check Pierre Zook at Biola University. He's a junior, and his game is serious.
So as far as your dribbling skills, how did you get to the level that you're at? Like, did anybody teach you these drills? Did somebody just show you do all this? Where do you get all this stuff from? How did you get so good? Or how do you stay so good at ball handling?
When I was in the 2nd grade, I saw a movie called The Pistol, The Birth of a Legend, and it was about Pistol Pete. And that movie really motivated me to become the best basketball player that I could be. I started working on my game every single day. And shortly after that, my dad purchased all of Maravich's instructional videos. So I felt like Maravich was right there with me every day, and we were working out. In addition, I would read books about basketball. I would watch other instructional videos. I would study players of all levels. My dad taught me a lot. I had tremendous coaching through the years. Bruce Moore, my mentor, had a huge impact on me and still does to this day. I was a sponge for any information that would help me become the best basketball player I could be. I've been blessed with a creative mind, and that's enabled me to come up with new drills that would push me to become better. My drills were documented. My results were documented as well. And now the Super Handles program has thousands and thousands of drills for ball handling, shooting, passing, and more. All of this information led me to design the Super Handles program. We have programs for all levels, from young kids who have never played all the way up to professional players. All of our training regimens are designed for specific levels. We have a 100-level ball handling rating system that will rate any player's handles from 0 to 100. Depending on their rating, we have custom workout regimens designed that will take this player from the level they're currently at to the next level and the levels beyond that. We also track shooting as well. A player's progress is charted from these evals as well as from workout to workout. A player that does not chart their progress in a specified manner, such as we have, will never maximize their potential as a basketball player.
Now, we know that you're well known for ball handling, and I know being on YouTube, a lot of people probably pigeonhole you into that. They're not really sure if you can actually play. So do you actually have game? Can you play basketball outside of just doing the ball handling? Can we see you in a regular basketball game, a structured game with referees and all that, and you can play and be a productive player? People want to know that.
Dre, one thing that we're real serious about with our Super Handles training program is that everything is game ready. Yeah, a lot of the stuff can be entertaining, but it's about what you can do in the game.
And the possession is a three-pointer.
Can you cross over in the game? Can you create a shot in the game? Can you create for your teammate in the game? That's what our training program is designed to do. Now, as far as your question on me playing, since we started filming my instructional series in 2002, I knew that it was paramount that there would be a lot of live footage within the programs. So throughout the Super Handles programs, players will see a lot of live footage for all of the moves that are taught. and all of the techniques that are taught. This is very important so that a player can actually see it done in a live situation. For instance, in the Super Moves video, there's a Volume 1 and a Volume 2 of Super Moves. Every single move that is shown is broken down and shown in live situations. We're all about game-ready training, so it needs to be demonstrated and shown in live situations so that a player can truly see how to apply it to their game.
So since you've been online for a while, I know I've seen you around for a long time on YouTube, even though it's our first time linking up. What is it that you gain the most from being online, from your presence? What do you get out of it the most? What's the most rewarding part of it for you?
Being online and on YouTube has enabled me to connect with people from all over the world. It's incredible. As an example, this interview right here that we're doing, we're in different locations, but the internet has allowed us to come together like a hand clap.
What is your #1 favorite ball handling move of all time to do?
It really depends on the situation, but one of my favorite moves is the mirror hesitation. In this move, you hesitate with your hand on top of the ball, then you mirror the ball without touching it. And you look up at the hoop at the same time. So it's a shot fake. And at this point, a player can explode in the same direction or change direction. And in terms of shots, my favorite shot is the pull-up jump shot. I think that's the best shot in the game.
Now let's say we got a brand new basketball player here who's probably watching this video right now, and they want to know how they can improve their handle. What are the top 3 dribbling drills you would have that player do to improve their ball handle?
3 drills that would be good for a beginner to do would be the knee-high dribble, in which a player sits down like they're in a chair and dribbles straight up and down. I'd have them close their eyes once they got the coordination down. Do that with the left and the right hand. In addition, dribbling the basketball as low as possible to the floor with both hands. Then I'd also recommend dribbling 2 basketballs at the same time. Once they get the coordination down, they should work on keeping their eyes up and pounding the dribble.
Now let's say by the same token we have a player who's a little bit more advanced. They've been playing ball for a while. They're a good, solid handler, but they want to take their handles to the next level, to a more advanced level. Maybe they're going from middle school to high school to college to the pros. What are the top 3 drills you would have a player do to take their handle to the next level if they're already at a pretty solid level?
Dre, for this question, I would really need to see the player in person or know their super handles rating in order to give an accurate recommendation on drills they should be doing.
And since you're white and you're a ball handler, of course there's going to be a lot of comparisons to the professor of street ball fame. So we want to know, who's the better ball handler between you and the professor? Why? And why is that person the better ball handler, whether that's you or him? And if you and the professor play one-on-one, who's winning that game?
Many people now know him as the professor, but Grayson Boucher and I have been friends since we were in the 7th grade. We played on a team together that year that went and played in New Orleans, and we've been friends since that time. Then when we were seniors in high school, we played on the same team during a couple of all-star games. Here's a clip that shows us connecting on the court. As far as your question on us playing one-on-one, we've probably played around 50 games of one-on-one, a lot of which have occurred right in this barn. Grayson lived approximately 20 minutes from me. He just lived across the river. So when he'd come out to the barn, he would take the ferry. So he'd drive his car onto the ferry, take it, and he'd be over here in no time. We love playing against each other and with each other. Grayson is one of my brothers in the Lord. He's a tremendous talent on the basketball floor, but he's an even better person. So I have a lot of love for Graf.
Now me, personally, with the drills I put out, I try to explain to players a lot about playing off instinct, that you can't kind of plan a move. Even if you work on it in practice, it might not happen exactly that way. But I want to know your perspective on this. So when you're in a game, what is it that you're thinking about when you get the ball? You get the ball, you're bringing the ball up the floor, you see a defender there getting in their stance, and they ready to play D. What is it that you're thinking about as you approach that ball handler, if anything? What is it that you look at when you're looking at a defender? Let's say you was playing one-on-one and you got an isolation in the game to score. What is it you're looking at when you're trying to size up how you're going to attack your defender, if anything?
I teach players to attack and react. And as Michael Jordan said, sometimes you have to take what the defense gives you. So that's the basic approach: attack and react.
By the same token, do you plan a move ahead of time? So if you're bringing the ball up the court and I'm up here on defense, do you decide what move you're going to do as you're dribbling the ball up the court? Do you already have it planned out, like a scripted set of moves that you're going to do on the defender? Do you just do it in a moment? And then to top all those questions off, how can a player learn your way of thinking, your way of instinctively, or your way of planning an attack on a defender?
When I'm in a live situation, I'm not pre-planning every move that I'm going to make like an architect would when he's designing a house. It doesn't occur like that. I'm very serious about attacking and reacting and taking what the defense gives me. Now, some specific moves may pop into my mind at certain times, but do I approach my moves in a wooden mentality that I have to do this move regardless of how the defense is playing me? No. In fact, any move that a player does, if they want to be effective off the dribble, they need to be able to counter that move and take advantage of the mistake made by the defender. Now, these moves are practiced in such a game-like manner from a variety of different positions and situations with such a high amount of reps on a consistent basis that when a player is faced with a specific situation in a game, they've been there before. They can react. We train to gain a one-man advantage when attacking the defense. For all the women out there, a one-woman advantage. You need to be able to attack, react, and take advantage of the weakness or mistake made by your defender.
So Super Handles, let me ask you about your channel. All my Work on Your Game community people, they're going to go subscribe to your channel now if they haven't already. Tell us what is it we'll find when we get to your channel. Tell us what you've done in the past, what you're doing in the future on YouTube, and what we can expect from you right now with the stuff you have on YouTube.
You can expect tutorial videos in the areas of shooting and ball handling. You can expect more videos in our series called Who's Your Next Victim, in which defenders are devastated on video. It's a fun little series. You can also expect videos that will entertain, inspire, and encourage people as well.
So we know we're in a big social/sharing world right now. So outside of YouTube, let everybody know where they can reach you. You got a website? Are you on any other social networks? Where can people reach you? What is the best way to contact you if somebody wants to ask you a direct question?
Good question. People can connect with me on the Super Handles Facebook page, on the Super Handles Twitter, or at superhandles.com on our Hoopfolio social network. This is a social network for basketball players, so come get active.
The Super Handles, again, thank you for coming through, answering all these questions. The last thing we want to do here is open the floor for you. You answered all our questions. Now we're going to open the floor. Anything that you want to say, anything you want to share, I don't care how long you talk, how briefly you talk, anything you want to say to the Work on Your Game community, the world is yours right now. Go.
I'd like to leave players with this. What you put in is what you're going to get out. If you want serious skills, you've got to take serious action. Now, even if you only put in 10 minutes per day, you can still improve tremendously over time. But make that 10 minutes as game-like as possible. Now, if you're a player that wants to be the best you can be, start charting your progress in the areas of shooting and ball handling. I mentioned earlier that one way you can chart your progress is through our rating system, and you can gain access to this for free by visiting superhandles.com. We've also got some free workouts that you might appreciate. Dre, I just want to thank you for asking me to be a part of this video. I'm honored to be here, and for all of you that are watching, thank you for watching this video. Much love, Dre. This is Super Handles from superhandles.com. Work on your game.